Hello, Conrad here from Lumpology.com, and welcome back. Welcome to the live reaction of Blender 2.8. 2.8 is an upcoming release. I'm using the Alpha edition. It was just an unstable release. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the file. A few things one might want to note at the beginning are the fact that the Blender player and the blender.exe are smaller than the current release of Blender. So this is normally 100,000 kilobytes, and this is normally 40,000. So they have welcome Lord Arceus to the stream. Sorry if the thumbnail's a bit odd. I couldn't change it in the stream settings. They didn't want me to. I don't know why. But anyways, yeah. So I've never opened this before. I've wanted to, but I haven't. So here's my live reaction to opening it up. Starting up. Okay, it says 2.78. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh. Okay, that's strange. Eevee. It says Eevee. Okay. Whoa, they made an infinite grid. Okay, it's the same scene. Keys, grid vanishes when I go to the camera. Oh, okay, that's really strange. They really did change it. Wow. I can hear my computer working somewhat harder. They now have selections as part of the backspacing. Let's check the user preferences. This seems relatively... No, they've added more. Game engine publishing and stuff, that's still here. Development is key free. I don't know, I won't enable it, just... That's new. Oh, there's things in the testing section. Oh my god. Okay. This is all in testing. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Batch, rename, data blocks, grass lab. Grass lab, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna not look at that. I want to see what the actual engine has to offer. So this is Eevee, apparently. Let's see. Blender render. Oh, Blender game's still there. That's good. Clay, Eevee, and Cycles render. So Eevee. This is supposed to be a real-time engine, so that's somewhat laggy. It's not picking up too well. Let's check the user preferences and just make sure that it's on CUDA, so that my display graphics driver is handling it. Auto run Python scripts. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna need to enable some add-ons. Okay. Now, I thought I saw something here that says, application template. That is in the Linux version, if I'm not mistaken. Interesting. This is okay. No new things here. Export looks relatively the same, but I haven't enabled much. Enable motion blur. Is there... No, the P key isn't doing anything. Let's look. If I Z, I'm in wireframe mode and nothing appears to be changing. I hope this isn't going to... I don't like this. This new display is bugging me. Okay, I think the bounding box keys are broken. There's no render option, so I'm going to take this. This is actually a real-time engine. Yeah, this is a real-time engine. Oh goodness. That is significant. wait a minute. Oh, now. I just did that and it was on the wrong screen. Oh, I'm sorry. I will redo this. I just did it on the entirely wrong screen. That's not very good of me. Okay, so this is what it looks. What was that? Lumpology. Okay, so it says 2.78 here. An EV engine, infinite grid. All the selection looks horrible. These buttons are broken. There's a ton of new add-ons that I don't understand, and we've decided this is a real-time engine because Shift Z is not doing anything. So I'm going to open up the node editor, logic editor, see if there's anything new in this here logic editor. Sorry for the computer noise. They have not added anything in the logic editor. Nope. Looks relatively the same. So if I'm not mistaken, the node editor should have some new things. Or not. Or not. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I don't really know what this is. I'm hitting the P key and nothing is happening. So I'm guessing it's some kind of like real-time renderer, because when I change the world color, it's changing the world color. So yeah, I don't really know. It's kind of odd. I don't like this selection changes. It looks too. It doesn't look very good. It reminds me of the Ubuntu version with the saturated colors. It reminds me of the Ubuntu desktop, actually, which is strange that I would be saying that. I get that it's a beta, but this is pretty sparse. Like, what are I'm trying to figure out what point they're trying to get across with this, and frankly, I'm not seeing it. Like, I get that there's these squares here, and they kind of do this, but so what? What do you gain from that? I move things like this and this anyways. I don't see the purpose in this. It's still about as useful as using the center. So yeah, I don't know what to say about this. I'm going to. There's a ton of new add-ons in the testing section over here. It's all really laggy, so I don't know what to think about that. It's still using OpenAL depth picking. I don't know what to say. I'm not going to mess with anything because I don't really know what everything does. But all these add-ons, I don't know what game property visualizer. What's that? Let's see. I don't know. It's something. It doesn't really display the game properties. Yeah. It may be a standard stink of laziness. Thank you for joining the stream, by the way. But I don't see the point in it. I personally, and this is just my own opinion, I don't see how I'm going to use it. It doesn't improve much. And personally, this selection is a little strange, in my opinion. But that's fine. I could care a little less. So let's hop over to another engine. So this is game engine. It has old selection. The display is somewhat laggy. The selection is exactly the same as it used to, though the embed player, the buttons here are different. Okay. They haven't really changed much as the game engine goes. There doesn't appear to be any new logic bricks. Let's check the game actuator. This one usually gets updated a fair bit. Nope. I don't... there's a collision menu. And, okay, interesting. They've changed the design of this a bit. I'll see. There we go, that's better. That was looking a little strange. Materials. It looks the same. I don't see anything else. But let's see. Any new physics types? No. Huh. I'm guessing there's nothing really new with the game engine, but yeah, let's Blender internal. Let's take a look at that. See how it looks. Now I feel as though these add-ons are going to add quite a bit. I'm a little bit confused as to what they are. I'm not going to enable anything just to be safe. There's a lot of them, so some of these might not make it in. But it seems like it could be interesting. So I'll exit this and let's take a look at Clay. So we've got Clay was a cool engine actually when I first saw it. It doesn't have any of this material or texture stuff. It's just 100% a Clay renderer. Let's see. I don't know how to render it actually. There's no like button that makes it obvious in any particular way. One thing up here, this is from an old thing, but I've never actually covered it, is OpenGL render options. So, yeah. Let's render... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's okay. It's probably not really pulling from anything, so... I don't know what most of this does, unfortunately. They didn't provide a lot on this in the documentation of this new build. I'm guessing. I don't see anything new in the ocean simulator. This engine called Clay seems interesting. I know what it's for, and I like this infinite grid. This is pretty cool. It reminds me a bit of Unity. Unity has this kind of infinite grid. And yeah, I do. Okay, so I just got a suggestion saying put a lamp on. So are you talking about inside of Clay Engine? I'll say the spot lamp, and we'll give it. I can't. Shift Z isn't working, so and they've nerfed wireframe. It's not really doing anything. I'm going to give game engine a try. See if wireframe works. Yeah, wireframe works in the game engine. Try putting a lamp. Clay render might render gray objects with lighting without textures. Okay, I see what you're talking about. If I render this, render image. Oh, okay. Yeah, you might be right. I see what you're saying. There's no preview mode, so I can't really tell what I'm doing. Let's try rendering pink. And if so, that, okay. Yeah, right. Okay. That's interesting. I don't know if that is a problem with this particular build, though I don't actually know what I'm doing, so I can't really say much. I think it's got to do with this render panel here, though I can't say for sure. I will open up the timeline, because that's probably more practical for this. There's not a lot in... I don't see any really new tools. The grease pencil is still the same. Right. Let's increase the samples. I'll change these values and I'll just, oh, it crashed. Right. Yeah, okay. Hello, John Doe. Welcome to the stream. This is a live reaction of the new Blender 2.8. So, I'm confused by these, their what they're providing. These tools are a little strange, to put it mildly. I see what they're trying to put forward. I'm just not fully sure what they're trying to do. Probably because I deleted the lamp that vanished. Like, there's probably I'm probably missing something completely with the way I'm rendering it. Yeah. Let's try that. This preview is ticking me off a tiny bit. Just a bit. Okay. There it goes again. Okay, unstable build. I wouldn't expect anything less. Okay. Sounds like a plan. I'm gonna quickly check out the add-ons again. I'm intrigued a tiny bit by them. So this is every single add-on. If I shift through 3D view. So these are all experimental add-ons apparently. Enhanced 3D cursor. I'm interested. Nope. Apparently not. Measuring panel, NP station. Okay, sound projection tools. John Doe says, I'm a hardcore 3ds Max user. I want to switch to Blender. And then Stink of Laziness says, it does not render. But it is, and then John Doe says, but it is way too kinky. This probably isn't a very good example of what Blender can do. I've never used 2.8 before, so oh, curve tools too. Good. They're making it 2.0. I don't actually know what everything is. Oh, that looks cool. This all looks really cool. I'm gonna enable as much as I can. I would recommend you're expecting more usability in Blender 2.8. I don't know much about 2.8, unfortunately, so I can't really comment on that. Oh my. That is a lot. Now, one thing they could do is support FBX 6.100. That would help a lot. I would highly recommend the Blender developers to do that. Supporting those old FBX formats. I'm having to use a third-party tool called this thing to convert all my FBX formats to something I can use, and it's Autodesk. We all know no one wants to use Autodesk when they're using Blender. I think Blender will blend with it. Ha. Yeah, I agree. Stink of Laziness. It's. I like these alignment tools. I think that'll be that's always good improvement in mesh and displace. That intrigues me. I must check that out. Nothing new in Node. Batch rename data blocks. Okay, fair enough. Geographical sun. Set sun lamp rotation according to geographical time and location. Oh, that is amazing. I like that. I honestly do. That is cool. Project. I can use that in the game engine. That'll be useful. Pie menu render. Okay. Right. I'm gonna move on from that. Amrath toolset. Collection of tools and settings to improve productivity. Location everywhere. Very helpful. Sequential tool system. Keyboard layout. 0.1, 0.3.1. Project folder. Project folder? You're kidding me. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, yeah. Oh cool, like the sun system in 3ds Max. Yeah, dual axis garbage. Okay, let's check out the Cycles render engine. I'm sure that's what we all want to see. Okay, so they left the support for GPU compute. That'll be useful for. Is it auto rendering? Oh my god, it's auto rendering. Okay, let's try something. I'm curious. I'm going to import an FBX model. I just happen to have this thing right here. Okay, not very funny. That's not funny at all. They had better fix that. Toggle system. Oh, what went wrong? What went wrong? Okay, now I'm slightly annoyed. Okay, fine. Fine. What can I do? I can open the project, probably. Let's try it again. Select everything. There we go. I wonder 3DS, 3D Studio. Huh. Okay, okay, let's open up a, where is it? Open, there we go. Okay, I'm going to, open something. Something I did a while back, just using a model that I happen to have on hand. Okay, I like this. This is cool. This is really cool. I'm slightly confused by this. Why on earth would they do that? That's not efficient at all. There's nothing efficient about building. John Doe, yes, it did fail importing an FBX. I'm slightly confused by that. I imported this. This is the FBX model I was trying to import. I imported this model back in 2.78, and it seemed to be converting okay. So that's a good sign, saying all of our 2.78 models will be compatible, which is very good. This is an old 6.1 model that failed to import a few times, and I converted it using this Autodesk converter tool, which converted it to 7.1. It does look fast, I agree, Steve Blaziness. It's rendering much quicker than it used to. I think this is going to be quite good. I'm still slightly confused that I can't turn it off. But that's probably got a lot to do with the fact that the buttons aren't working. Yeah, okay, let's look at the render settings. It all looks pretty good. Let's try rendering it, see what happens. Okay, the render time is pretty good. It's rendering really fast because I hooked up my GPU, and the preview tiling is on, it's right. I increased the amount. Yeah, it's rendering at 128, so it will render really fast no matter what I do. But what I'm interested to do is times that by 2 and see how fast it renders then. I want to see. Oh, boom! There we go. That is pretty good. That means it's supporting my graphics card much better than it used to, because that wasn't possible previously. If I, yeah, okay, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, that's really intriguing. I'm gonna change its output to a new folder. Um, and I'm gonna try rendering its animation under JPEG quality. And I want to see how fast it goes. Frame 2. Boom. Frame 3. This is pretty good. This is really good. Previous versions of Blender couldn't do that. Okay, I'm going to exit that, and let's task it with something. Okay, let's increase the render samples, and I'll give it 128 render samples. And the preview is, whatever. I don't really care. Now that we've done that, I'm going to try rendering it again. Okay, see, so it's going much slower now. However, that looks pretty crisp. Let's try exiting this render, and we're going to boot it up to 2K. Oh, that's 4K, my bad, but whatever. Let's render that, see how fast it goes. Okay, that's reasonable. I can see that working. It spent a little time on the model, and then it's just whizzing through everything else pretty reasonably. It's slower, but rendering something at this resolution is difficult. It's handling the textures pretty well. It's pretty crisp. However, I do find its distance rendering pixels a little soft, and that bugs me slightly. Like, I'm finding the way it's pasting the textures soft, and that's not just because I have mid-maps on. I know most people will argue that that is a problem. It's really laggy. I'm slightly concerned about how laggy it is. Yeah, that concerns me rather a lot, actually, because I'm running this on a GTX 1070 graphics card, and it should be able to blow through this like nothing. But I'm finding this laggy. It's not as smooth as it was. It's blowing through it well, I must admit, considering. Though this is a little strange. It's having trouble with the preview, so it's, because notice the shape of the horns is kind of coming out onto the grid here. It's like it's unrendering the grid because of the way it's rendering the shadow. It's kind of the model that would probably be the shadow is rendering strangely, and note I can't really see the model. The way the bones are placed because it's interfering and everything. That just doesn't look good. It really doesn't. The preview is a little, I don't like that. Let's hop over to internal. Okay, here's internal. Internal's as smooth as ever. I wouldn't expect any less. The buttons actually work. Probably they didn't upgrade it even a little. I'm slightly disappointed in that. Internal could use some upgrades. Okay, that's new. Let's hop over to BGE. Smooth as ever. Peaky doesn't play the game. Okay, interesting. The embed player is not there. The embed player is not there. Let us attempt to reopen this with the embed player. Okay, here we go. Lag. Yes, this is laggy. This is really laggy. Blender game. Okay, the embed player works now. I wonder what was probably some cycles confliction because of the way I converted it. I'm gonna end the stream now. Actually, I want to do some more experimenting with these new engines, and Armory engine I plan to switch to soon. 1 second. Stink of Laziness says, looks like it's drawing all the manipulators on top of a render, and tries to cover with some kind of Z pass. Yes, that sounds about right. I'm going to end the stream now. I want to experiment some more in depth with this new build. I can see myself using it. I'm hoping they upgrade the game engine. Frankly, if they just use Eevee, that's not going to cut it for me. I simply don't care what they say about it. Support for Blender game engine for me as a developer is necessary. Or it's either that or I leave and go to UpBG, but that's a story for another time. Anyways, this looks really cool, and I cannot wait to start messing around with this engine. Any questions, comment them down below for future viewers who will see this stream. Thank you to all the live viewers now. It's always great to have you on and if you have not already, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It helps out quite a bit. Yeah, so this has been Blender. I thought Ton said he was going to remove this. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.